soccer player. He had this beautiful woman, right? He married her. She decides she want to get divorced to him. They go get divorced. She find out ain't nothing in his name. Everything is in his mama's name. So when he wants something, he got to go to his mother and she buy it for him. So all the houses, all the cars, they all belong to her. So when he got divorced, it was like, I don't own nothing. You ain't nothing for you to get. I was like, that's dastardly. I like, but that's how you got to do it.
He was standing up on his bike. He rolled by standing up. No hands. How much did this mic cost? I don't know. I forgot how much the mic cost. Probably like 30 or 40 bucks. That's about it. So, yeah, man. Los Angeles, tax. Owned, Japanese owned for a long time when the Japanese, occupied the area. Gotta love the Japanese. Gotta love Goody. Like when I went to Japan and Goody was like, Larry, you from LA? He said, you know Crenshaw? I was like, of course I know Crenshaw. And Goody was, I know Crenshaw, I know Pasadena. And he had been to a lot of live shows, James Brown and you name it. He was recording, the shows, and he had live recordings from the shows. It's that's a fascinating connection to make. Thousands of miles away from this area right here. So what'd you order?
Burger.
A burger? It's like 10:30 in the morning. I eat a burger. I'm gonna have some breakfast.
I couldn't really decide on any breakfast food, so I just got a burger. It's funny living in Orange County. I've seen more black people in 10 minutes here than I've seen in months.
Right.
Except the black people in my hospital that come in. I swear to God, I think black people are doomed. Cause like I see just like people come in with like physical problems, but it's the emotional and broken mentalities that come through the ER. It's like you don't see that from the other groups.
Right.
And it's no black people down there, so I shouldn't be seeing broken black person after broken black person because it's not of us down there to even. But like, it's this one dude. He come to the ER once every 2 weeks or so.
Wait a second. I think maybe if you move your mic up, I would hope that. Like move it to the other side. Yes. Yeah, move it to the other lapel, the other side. Closer to your mic. So you were saying?
No, he comes to the ER and he shits on himself in a chair.
He does what?
He shits on himself.
Oh man.
He weighs like 400 pounds.
Wow. Thank you.
You're welcome. Enjoy.
I don't see any soup in them grits.
I Soup.
Oh, that's how you was making them in Saudi Arabia. He was like, you gotta put the bouillon in there. It's how my mom taught me. I'm Larry Wiggs. That's how we do it in LA.
That's how we do it at my house. I was trying something different.
I was like, this is gross.
Yeah. Let me see here. Yep. 1 2 1 2.
I know both of them started I always saw like a real yeah.
Yep, I do enjoy a nice bowl of grits. Do you eat grits? Well, yeah, you eat them. Well, you didn't eat mine, but you eat grits.
No, ain't nobody wanted just soup-based grits. Nah, to be honest with you, I don't think I've had grits in like 20-some odd years.
Nah, even Craig didn't even touch them. Oh, man.
Yeah, they was gross and offensive.
I was like, man, what's going on? You not eating that? He was like, no.
You talked to Craig?
To Craig? Mm-hmm. Not in many months, but I still have him online. I can message him anytime.
He's still in Chiang Mai?
Yeah, enjoying himself.
I bet he is. All he ever wanted out of life was some weed and some booze. We can get both of that cheap over there. Weed, pussy, and download movies illegally. Yeah. That's like 95% of his activity. So he good. I wouldn't mind moving back to Thailand.
But that's what the passport bro, not the passport bros, but Richie Mack was talking about. Zoom to Thailand. So
yeah, I watch his channel.
He has other content on his Patreon. I'm a Patreon member.
Oh, that's where he showed the naked girls and all of that?
Nah, he doesn't do all that.
What was he doing over there?
Well, he does, yeah, the videos that get flagged on YouTube, he releases them there. But one video he released or posted on YouTube that was flagged didn't have much of anything. And it was like, why did they flag this? But it was available on Patreon, so I watched it.
I think it's just a bunch of feminists who hate the idea of black men being happy. Like, there's one black dude out of Brazil. His name is Vibing with Fred. They demonetized his whole channel. And I ain't gonna say I watched every single video he put up, but like 90% of it is just him talking. And he ain't talking about girls necessarily. But you know, people just get angry at black men doing anything fun. They got that one boy banned from Thailand, banned from Brazil altogether.
Banned from Brazil.
There's a dude named Austin Holloman. He was, I watched a lot of his videos. And he would just go around and like holler at women in Portuguese.
Oh Black
and like he got so popular that like the Portuguese media, I mean the Brazilian media started like noticing him, and then like the Brazilian feminists like put out a hit on him or something, so he had to leave the country and whatnot.
There's a room filled with yeah, that's what they do. Yeah. What's weird is there's no sign for each of the 3D glasses.
Será tu que vai ter. Passa tu que vai ter com sai. Vamos, sai da
It
casa.
depends on the video. Like not all of them are 3D. I think so.
The last time I went in, I picked up and put them on, and I knew nobody has these on. It's like, and they were like, "Where'd you get those?" Like, "There's this box."
But I'm really interested in Colombia and DR, Argentina. I want to go over there and take a class to learn Spanish for like 6 months.
He was doing because it was the video that was.
Go kick it.
But it was like a landscape and like a small town and village. Yeah. But nothing really happening. So there was something. Where?
Trash is color with rice, chili and rice, please, onions and cheese.
This is how that previously connected. Finally, this one. Yeah.
Microphone check.
Y'all still love Obama over here, huh? Only thing he ever did in LA was drive down the street one time.
Well, he had his rally out here.
Oh, wow.
The year I moved to Korea, he had his rally out here.
Yeah, I remember I was on the side of the mountain in Korea, and this Korean man came up to me and was like, Obama good. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah, man. So we're chilling at the world famous Earle's on Crenshaw. So having some, what is this? Fruit punch lemonade.
Yeah, lemonade's pretty good.
Some fruity lemonade. And yep. So when my aunt passed, her funeral was held over there. The wake, well, the wake was held there, not the funeral, but the wake. Same thing. I believe the wake for Nipsey Hussle was held there.
So Flojo's your father's sister?
My mother's sister.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can your mother run fast?
I think in college, like everyone had a moment in their life when they were pursuing a career in track, but other things changed or what have you like that. Good morning.
Did you have a note from home or Players Club card? That's for players only. Did she tell you that?
No.
What?
You have to have a note. This is for players. So you either have a Players Club card or a note from home.
Yeah.
You must have to take a picture and send it home and then book your room across the street there.
What's across the street?
Funeral parlor. That sounds like you booked already till July.
I'm from
You have to
Cleveland.
go all the way to August.
I'm from Cleveland. I don't know.
Oh, but this is for players only. I'll let you slide. Where are you from?
I'm from right here in Los Angeles.
So you should have known.
I should have known better.
Right? You need you a straight.
I don't claim him as a
Choose
friend.
your company.
Yeah. I don't claim him.
should really send you a picture. I am the mother of the boys, and part of my job is to harass young people because I'm older than you.
All right.
So I can harass you guys as long as I want.
There you go.
And you were easy culprits, I can never be you.
Can you run fast?
I mean, by fast, you have to be trained. I haven't trained. I haven't. No.
No, running is one of the first skills you learn as a human. So
Yeah, I can still move my
if you could run fast, you would know. Like, I'm an older man, but I could run fast for my age. Or when I was a kid, I was faster than all the other kids. Like, if FloJo was still alive, she wouldn't be a world-class Olympian, but she'd be faster than every other 50, 60-year-old woman.
Yeah. We'll see if I can.
But
run
I
fast.
feel like you are substandard in the Wiggs family.
This nigga here. Take your ass back to Cleveland.
I feel like you don't run as fast as the rest of the Joiners or Griffins.
Griffith.
Griffith.
Yes, our colleague, our former colleague, Steven was Griffin.
Yeah. I tried to keep in touch with him, but like, cause that was my dog over there. But you know, he never returned any of my emails. So
Oh, he's in UAE right now.
yeah, I heard he was getting that UAE money. Yeah, I think I'm kind of done with the international teaching thing, though. I don't want to move around contract to contract. I'm done with that.
Well, that last contract for me is what gave me my story. So
You talking about that Oman?
yeah, man. Can you imagine all of the things that happened? Of course, at the end of the day, I found a story to tell to wrap up all of these experiences, and I found some meaning. I found a conclusion to the story, which is how I was able to put the story together. But the idea that in Oman, I saw 109, Nipsey, and across, and then as soon as I come back here to Crenshaw, right down the street, what you see is Nipsey, across, and 109. That has to really be something that's just like, how is that possible? Because that address could have been any other number, but it wasn't. But I digress.
I wonder why they got every other kind of burger here except beef. We should ask Earle.
Why they have every other burger? What do
They
you
got
see?
salmon, they got vegan, they got turkey.
And no beef.
Yeah, like beef would seem to me like would be the.
Well, don't they have regular hot dogs? There's pastrami, that's beef. There's burger, salmon burger, turkey burger. Yeah, there's pastrami. Yeah, that'd be.
We should put some of them Dirty Larry stories on YouTube.
I was thinking about talking to somebody about that.
I feel like we the original Passport Bros, so we can get on there and talk for real about what it's like. Like, you want to know what's going on?
Yep.
I'll tell you what it's really like over there. I'll be like, you know all the women in the video prostitutes, right? And them Richie Mac videos, them toots.
Yeah. shots of Earle's cars and stuff and other stuff. Give an intro. Walk over here and give an intro.
You are at 109. Kobe.
Curb Your Enthusiasm. Yeah, I've seen Curb Your Enthusiasm, of course.
He had an episode about Jerusalem chicken.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was like a joke for the show.
Nah, that's real. I've never been there.
Palestinian chicken.
You should probably sit in the light, in the sun. All right. So we're recording. Yeah, everything is live right now. So we're at Simply Wholesome. So welcome to Simply Wholesome. This is where they filmed most recently You People with Eddie Murphy. This is an institution in the black community. And in fact, that billboard over there says, welcome to Black Beverly Hills. So this is it, Black Beverly Hills. And so, since Mike is from Cleveland, Ohio, I have to show him the proper spots. So he'll be inculcated with the right values, and just so that you'll know what's going on.
Values. You cats out here don't have no
The
values.
The values of the black.
This is an awful, awful place.
What is an awful place? What are you talking about? You didn't.
Los Angeles.
Oh, he said Los Angeles, not Simply Wholesome. Los
No,
Angeles.
Simply Wholesome is dope.
Right.
It's like an oasis of normalcy and a sea of idiocy.
Yeah.
What does that say?
This is W.E.B. Du Bois button. I went to Ghana, so I'm going to support W.E.B. Du Bois. Even though back in his time, Du Bois wasn't as popular as Booker T. Washington, because Du Bois was the elitist, and Booker T. Washington was the man of the people. He was a common man. They were like, so, yep. I figure after this we'll go record audio, you know, at my apartment with the equipment and everything I have set up.
Yeah, no problem.
So a podcast episode will be forthcoming.
I think I'm gonna try to get me one of these smoothies before we leave.
So they have the Behold, the Behold smoothie. You can get non-dairy ice cream or non-dairy milk or what have you with it. That's the one that Nipsey would order, apparently, because they named it Nipsey's Drink. So when I would come here, I would order Nipsey's Drink. I would hope that would be his favorite drink. So it would be like, you know, trying something that Nipsey approved of. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know the history behind that drink. But this place has been around since the 80s. And back then I was too young to, you know, patronize it or to be aware of its significance. But it means a lot. And it used to be over there where Jerusalem chicken is right now. That's where Simply Wholesome used to be. And then when I was going to high school, I used to get picked up right over there. Like where that red car is.
By men?
No, picked up for high school by the bus, the school bus. So I guess they're doing some landscaping and everything over here, so it is what it is. I need to drink my drink. Got a wellness shot here from Press Juicery. This will balance out the sugar from earlier, or nullify it in some way. I don't know. It's really strong.
So you saw that movie they filmed there? I never watched it.
Absolutely. That was
I haven't seen an Eddie Murphy movie. I want to say maybe like 20 years now. He did all that Shrek stuff I didn't watch. And I didn't watch I Am Dolomite. I didn't watch Coming to America 2.
oh man.
I can't think of the last Eddie Murphy thing I watched.
Next year, 2024, he's gonna have Beverly Hills Cop 4.
That ain't gonna be any good.
That's cold.
Well, you gotta think, like the thing that made Martin Lawrence and the thing that made Eddie Murphy was that electric kinetic energy of youth. Like Eddie Murphy made Beverly Hills Cop when he was like 22, 23 years old.
Yeah.
Homeboy 57 years old now, or 55 or something. He crazy old. So he's not running around like that. And even if he was, he looked kind of pathetic. Like when they were talking about doing that Martin reboot, I'm like, Martin was dope because it was a young dude doing all these characters and whatnot. Now an old fat man playing Wanda is just an old fat man in a dress. And it's gonna make everybody sad. Martin, Pam, Cole, y'all can't be talking about the same stuff y'all was talking about 30 years ago. Because if you do, it's gonna be sad. If you talking about different stuff, it's gonna be like, well, what we need a reboot for? And I hear John Wick 4 is really good, but name me the fourth movie in any other franchise that's dope.
But what about George Lucas and Star Wars and all of that?
The fourth movie in the Star Wars trilogy is the one with the little boy and the pod racing. That was awful. There's a whole movie about two dudes who went to a foreign planet and brought a little boy.
We'll chill. All right, well, the thing about going to the Olympics was in '88, it was a exhibition sport. It wasn't a real event. So there was no opportunity. And then there's a lot of training that was involved. That
Which was only 11 men.
Right. But because it wasn't a real event, it wasn't something to take seriously, to like invest in. And although I was training, but then I think in '92 it became an official sport. I don't remember exactly, but it took on some steam, and then eventually it did get its footing, get its place at the Olympics. But by that time, they had an Olympic team, and they had they had their roster of like celebrity taekwondo artists, and they were primarily Latino. And the one guy who was the like world champion in taekwondo was like over 6 feet tall, and I was like,
you got to be over 6 feet tall to be good at taekwondo.
I mean, to kick everybody else's butt, I think so. Dear Mama and the 108 bus. Dear Mama is the just passed, and the 108 bus.
Yeah, it's interesting to me that they did a documentary about a dude that didn't like him. Like, if he was alive, you think he would want them telling his story?
Right. The Hughes brothers doing Tupac Shakur's story.
Yeah, it seems sort of opportunistic.
Isn't everything opportunistic? I mean, you have to. They were close enough to him or to his. They have enough connections to him.
Do they?
Whether good or bad, they had enough connections to them to tell a story. You know, and that's the opportunistic part. Yeah, right. That's my foe or that's my competitor. Why am I gonna indulge in a story about him?
I wouldn't want somebody I fought to tell my story after I died.
Yeah.
We might be talking straight cash shit.
But the
and here's the thing, like, Tupac meant something to me because I was a teenager during the Tupac era. Does Tupac even mean anything to people under 40 years old? It's sort of like Elvis. Elvis doesn't mean anything to me. Jimi Hendrix doesn't really mean anything to me.
Well, part of the interview that I watched on the Breakfast Club, they mentioned, you know, Alan Hughes mentioned the international resonant spirit that Tupac has. Even to this day, you travel any corner of the globe and you're going to find a Tupac mural, people listening to Tupac music. So,
you know what, that is kind of true because I was in the mountains of Saudi Arabia in this place called Kamis Mushet. And it's on the top of a mountain in Saudi Arabia in the middle of nowhere. And I saw some graffiti that said Tupac Shakur Thug Life.
Wow.
On the side of a building. I took a picture of it, but I don't have it anymore.
That was, I remember because we were in Saudi Arabia together. Remember that brother outside the liquor store? The security guard?
No, he was outside of a grocery store. He was like, hey, my brothers, we should hang out.
He said, brothers?
Oh, yeah. He was always happy to see me.
Oh, man. Didn't he recite some Tupac lyrics? And that was our connection.
I don't know if he recited any lyrics.
That's Mia right there, the owner.
The what?
She's the owner's daughter.
She going home or something?
Nah, she's taking care of her business, making sure everything. She might be going home. I don't know. Wait, Mike, the mic. You Mike. All right. So we are two black men who have traveled the globe, and now we're back. Well, for me, I'm back at home in Los Angeles, California. For Mike, this is his new home, Los Angeles or California. And so we traveled the globe, but this is like the best place. In my opinion, this is the best place for a black man to be. And so that's why I'm introducing Mike here to this lovely establishment, Simply Wholesome. So how many countries have you traveled to, Mike? Saudi Arabia,
so
Korea.
So many places I forgot.
That's 2 countries.
Saudi Arabia, Korea, Japan,
Thailand.
I lived in Taiwan for the last 15 years.
Taiwan, it's 5 countries there.
Costa Rica, Canada, Mexico, most of the Caribbean, Puerto Rico. That's not a separate country actually, but it might as well be. They speak no English over there, so.
My cousins are from Puerto Rico.
They speak English?
Yes, everyone speaks English. My aunt, my grandfather's brother's wife. So my aunt speaks Spanish and English. She's fluent in both, bilingual.
When you was at Blue Force, did you go to San Antonio for your training?
Yeah, they flew us back in 2017.
Oh, you was one of them people that they flew over there to go.
Yeah, after I had been teaching, so a part of our work, we were teaching English in Saudi Arabia, and we were supposed to be trained before we went into the classroom. You were trained before going into the classroom.
Right.
I wasn't. I arrived without the training. They they rotated me into a classroom, and I was there for months, almost a year before I got the training. And then they flew us out to San Antonio. I forgot the dude's name.
Did you stay there for 2 weeks or 1 week?
I think it was one. It might have been. Your training was 2 weeks. I think they were trying to truncate the program and make it a 1 week program for us. Yeah, I think it was a 1 week program.
Yeah, you remember that fool Pierre?
Pierre.
Yeah, Fat Pierre. He was he had a Filipino wife.
Yeah,
He broke all the rules. He broke so many rules in San Antonio that they told us if we break one rule, we would be fired. So I was in the class right after Pierre. Pierre smoked every day in the room because the room cleaning fee was $200, something like that.
You mean his home?
No, the room, the room they gave us at the hotel.
Oh, okay,
So he smoked in the room, and the fine was $200. So he was like, "I'll just pay the $200 at the end." I think we was there for 2 weeks. So he was like, "I'll just pay it one time." They was like, "No, you got to pay $200 a day for every day you smoked in the room."
Wow.
He was like, "I'm not paying that." So it was a big hullabaloo between him and Blue Forest and the hotel. So when we got there, it was like, oh, and then our term was 2 weeks, or 10 classroom days. I think he missed like 4 of them.
Yeah.
They told us if you miss 1 day, you out. So
there was a guy in our cohort, and he claimed that he was sick for a number of the days. He didn't show up. He still received the certificate at the end of the week. They flew him back to Saudi Arabia to work. He lasted 1 week, and he was like, "No, I'm not doing this," and he was out. So weird things happen. What you were saying?
Yeah, he was smart though. I should have quit after a week too. Because when you wasn't there. When I got there, they made us move books for like a month.
I heard about that. Yeah.
And the one gay dude, Monty, he was a gay dude from Miami. He was actually from New York, but he taught in Miami, Florida. He was a certified teacher. He was like, "No, I am not going to do that. I am a teacher. I came here to teach. I will not move a book. I'm Manny Rodriguez." So Monty, he moved one. And I was like, I try to, first off, I needed the money. But second of all, I try to do what everybody else is doing, not always be the dude standing up, fighting the system and everything. So because of that, they made me move books 2 weeks longer than everybody else. I spent the first 2 months of the contract building shelves and moving books. It was to the point I didn't even wear my uniform anymore. I just came in street clothes. Ain't no sense of messing up my uniform.
All right, so I was telling Randy about how we met. So I pulled up in Saudi Arabia, and you don't swim, but you would go by the swimming pool, and that day I was out in the swimming pool.
That sounds kind of gay. No, this is how we met. You was sitting on a goddamn bench, and I was like, "Who is this new fool?" They only have black dudes here for Blue Force. So I introduced myself, and I asked you, "Was you with Blue Force?" And you said, yeah. And we started talking. I wasn't hanging around no swimming pool like a creep. I think my entire time there, I went to the swimming pool like twice, because I don't swim.
So we were talking, and then you were running down all the details about the job, because I hadn't started working then. I hadn't been on base yet, because it was an Air Force base. So, and then you told me how much we were making, because I had flown internationally only with the promise that I had a job, but I didn't even know what our salary was.
Well, you're a fool. They send you a whole contract with all the details in it. You don't read, obviously.
I don't.
They sent you like 60 papers that you were supposed to print out and read.
It didn't say specifically how much the monthly salary was.
It did say it.
I think they said the hourly, and then you had to do the math.
No, it said explicitly how much you was going to get paid, because it told you was going to get $2,000 in country, in reals, and you were going to get the rest of the money, to like 30. You got paid $6,000 total, Then they
6
subtracted
grand.
taxes.
6 grand a
It's
month.
2,000 that you had to get in country
Tax-free.
because you couldn't be in Saudi Arabia making no money. It was against Saudi law. So they were gonna pay you 2,000, and the rest was gonna go to wherever bank account you designated in the world.
I thought I was gonna make 4,000. When I met Mike, he told me that we were making 6,000.
I should have left it at 4,000 and stole the rest of the money from you. That's all you was looking for.
4,000 was more than what I was making in Korea. So I was happy to take the opportunity, and I knew that the housing arrangement was going to be different because I was living in a college dorm room at a university in Korea. So I jumped at the opportunity, but man, Saudi Arabia was something else.
Man, let me tell you the scam they was running. So they paid us 6,000. The United States government, on behalf of the Saudi government, was paying them something like 14. So and part of that was supposed to be our housing. So they would put us in 2 and 3 bedroom apartments together and keep the extra housing money for themselves. So out of the 14,000 or so they got from the U.S. government, they would keep 8. They would pay us 6, and then for administration and housing or whatever. So they was clearing off of each teacher $3,000 or $4,000. And they made us share a car and all this other nonsense. Then they found out that the U.S. government wouldn't reimburse them for the cars. So they was pissed because we already had the cars, and they know, had they just taken the cars away from us, it was going to be a mutiny, and 30 teachers might have quit. Because that was one of the only things that was really worthwhile with that job, was the fact that you could move around a little bit and get in trouble.
See, when I left Saudi Arabia and went to Oman to teach, then they didn't have a setup for a livelihood. You had to live in a hotel apartment, which was across the street from your workplace, and every day just walk across like a 4-lane highway playing Frogger, to get to work. And I needed my independence. I needed my own place, and they were not accommodating for me. And that was a huge difference. It took me a long time to get a driver's license in Oman, which I got help from one of my colleagues to do. But I needed a real sense of independence when I got to Oman, one sense that I missed from Los Angeles, from Korea. I had a car in Korea, and from Saudi Arabia. I've always had a car. I've always had my own place to live, but Oman was a different setup for me. But the pay in Saudi Arabia was nice. So
relatively.
I mean, it was better than nothing, and
yeah, I got to the point I wouldn't even teach those students my last semester there, because I knew the end of the contract was coming anyway. So I was like, they're not keeping me, so what difference does it make? All them dudes that didn't get renewed, they was all shocked.
They were shocked.
Yeah, because this is how it worked. They ran all our numbers by 3 people: the home office, the office in Saudi Arabia, and the Saudis. And if anybody objected to you being renewed, you were out. Now, with my personality, everybody objected to me being there. They all wanted me gone. So there was no way I was going to stay. Everybody disliked me. I think I was the only teacher ever to have that fat Saudi colonel come in and observe his class.
Really?
Yeah, that fat colonel came in. He went to DLI training. So they came back, he was like, yeah, the colonel might come in and watch your class now that he's certified in DLI. I'm like, yeah, he's certified like all them Saudis get their degrees by paying people and doing half the work. But okay. He gonna bring his fat ass to my class one day, and I'm sitting in class in between in my 10-minute break. He goes, I want to observe your class. I go, all right. He goes, you got a chair? I look around. I'm sitting in this one. I don't know. You make one of the students stand up. I don't know. No, I don't have extra chairs. This is in a closet. So he goes and he gets a chair, and I was gonna fuck with him. I was gonna just open up the listening book and just start playing the lessons. But I didn't have any listening book prepared that day. It was like a Tuesday, and I did listening book towards the end of the week. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll go ahead and have to teach. I was like, I'm not gonna teach a full lesson. I ain't gonna give him the satisfaction. So I just did like some workbook stuff. I was like, this motherfucker, I've been teaching. I got my 10,000 classroom hours of instruction. I've been teaching way longer than he been a punk ass colonel. And he gonna come in and judge me? Yeah, okay.
That's why you said they say don't go back there?
Yeah. You notice?
That shit was crazy.
See, of course they do.
Pretty cool. Look at that. Some scarves and everything. Like that. Look at Snoop. Oh my goodness, man. Snoop Dogg. This is cool.
So you wanted the large instead of the
This is for
medium,
the
right?
adult consumer right here.
You want them?
Hey, big boss, nobody, man. How you doing, man? Good to see you, good, man. You doing?
Hello, everything is a display. All sizes and items will be pulled by a sales associate. Your prices will be in the clear glass all over the store. If you spend $250 or more, you get a gift for purchase.
This is for the adults. This is cool.
No, you only spent 88 bucks for me. 40. I just feel again.
Kids stuff too.
Okay, what did it tally up to? Let me see what you tally up to. It was 77? So you have
So what you want to
150
do?
something. Yeah, we gave you change for that. You know, it's only the first transaction. Hey, it's all good. Hey, y'all, it's good, man. Y'all gonna bless me one day. I got you. I'm gonna come here with a big bag. I still got my about bag too. Oh, big man.
Excuse me, love. Can I go ahead and ring him up?
Inglewood. You ready?